figured when I went into this, I've always been a heavy guy, and I figured going into the chemo, I was going to drop all this weight and be one of them skinny chemo people you always see. Oh, hell no. I put on 45 pounds. I'm like, well, so that didn't work. Uh, I've been trying to eat better. Like I said, I'm finally starting to get moving again. I know it's going to be a struggle on this tamoxifen to try and get weight off, but I think if I could just get moving again, I might not get no weight off, but it'll do me good in the long run. And one of the issues I'm having, and I had the problem before all this started, is my knee is shot. So that puts, so I'm in a catch 22 because the more weight I put on, the more my knee hurts and the less I can do walking wise and stuff like that. So dealing with the weight gain, I'm trying to lose the weight. That's the only way you can deal with it. Um, Sexual side effects, I haven't had any. I keep telling my wife every time I come back from the doctor, he prescribed at least twice a day, but she don't believe me. So, but I haven't had no problem with that. The fatigue, that that's a hard one to deal with because it's hard to describe to people that you're shot. You have no energy. And people don't understand that when you tell them, well, I've been tired. I said, dude, it's not tired. You're done. I don't know how to explain it, because I went through a cycle there for a while. Like I'd be busy Saturday, Sunday, and that was it. Man, I'd be 3 days, 4 days, I couldn't do nothing. And I don't know. I'm kind of getting over that stage right now. How I dealt with it, I don't know how to answer that because I just dealt with it on a daily basis. I mean, you do what you have to do while you're going through that stuff, and there was no. I mean, they prescribed me extra what it was, vitamin B12 and vitamin D something to take to kind of help with it. If it did, it did, but I really didn't notice. Um, the fear of reoccurrence, I just don't worry about it. If my surgeon was pretty upset that I didn't let him take all my lymph nodes out like he wanted to. He couldn't give me a good reason. He just kept saying because it's a standard procedure. And I'm like, the way I'm thinking, the one that had shrunk it back down to normal size that had cellular cancer in it. The other three showed clear. I'm like, that's 1 out of 4. That's pretty good odds to me. And he was pretty upset. And I told him that's my decision, my body. The radiologist, he put it in a little more perspective. He goes, I think you made an educated decision. He goes, but just to let you know, if it does come back, it'll come back with a vengeance. And I'm like, am I going to lose sleep over his statements and stuff? No, you can't. You can't just sit there and dwell on that it could come back. You just can't sit there and live your life that way. You have to get up and get on. That's what it's all about. Um, Chemo brain, that can get frustrating. And luckily, I worked with some good people that knew what was going on, and they would help me basically just keep me on track of what I was talking about, what was going on. My wife was real understanding of it. It would get frustrating sometimes in a social setting, and people I really didn't know, and you'd be talking to them, and then you're just blank. You're like, they're looking at you like, man, what the hell is he on? And you just dealt with it. Most of the time when that would go on, I would just quit talking and just walk off because I didn't want to look like an imbecile anymore. But that was just the people I didn't know. Insomnia, I really never had an issue with that. I mean, there were some nights I didn't sleep, but it wasn't a big issue for me during all this. Probably the time I had the most problem sleeping was during the radiation, but that was just from the burns and stuff. You know, roll around and it pinch them up and it'd wake you up. But I mean, my whole life I'm lucky if I sleep 5 or 6 hours a night anyway. So I really never had an issue with insomnia.